In this current patch, fighter heroes are dominating the Land of Dawn, not just in the XP lane, but sometimes even flexed as roamers or frontlines in teamfights. If you're looking to win ranked games consistently, these 5 fighters should be on your list. From unkillable tanks to crowd control monsters, let's break down the 5 best fighters in the current meta, when to pick them, how to use them, and what makes them so powerful. Uranus has always been known for one thing: he just doesn't die. His passive, Radiance, allows him to regenerate HP every time he takes damage. And with constant poke and trade, his sustain gets out of control in longer fights. He excels in matches where the enemy team lacks heavy burst or healing reduction. If they rely on sustained damage or physical-only build, Uranus becomes nightmare to deal with. The longer the game goes, the stronger he becomes. In low-coordination ranked games, Uranus can single-handedly split push and force multiple enemies to respond, creating space for the rest of the team. Pick him when your team lacks 0 frontliners, or when you need a durable laner who can draw pressure away from objectives. But avoid picking him into strong anti-heal setups like Basha, Valor, or heroes with Dominance Lacey and Necklace of Durance early. Lapu Lapu fits nearly every situation. He has good early pressure, sustain from lifesteal, and solid mobility. His passive, Hero's Faith, empowers his next basic attack after using skills great for constant poke and all-ins. What makes him meta is his ultimate split into 2 phases. The first gives him access to the light sword stance for mobility and poke, while the second form, Heavy Sword, allows massive burst and AoE damage with crowd control. Lapu is perfect against squishy laners, and he can hold his own even against strong duelists like Paquito or Terizla if played smart. You can pick him into most lineups, especially if you want a fighter who can both dive the backline and survive long fights. Just be careful against heroes who can kite easily, like Lunox or Claude, who can avoid his burst. Ruby has become a reliable teamfight monster. Her passive, Let's Dance, gives her 10% spell vamp and lets her dash a short distance every time she casts a skill, which makes her deceptively mobile for a fighter. What makes her scary is her massive crowd control. Every skill can pull or stun, and when timed right, she can single-handedly shut down dives or protect squishy backliners. She's also incredibly hard to kill. With full spell vamp builds, she can outsustain assassins and bruisers in drawn-out fights. And with dominance-heavy builds, she can become an anti-heal nightmare for lifesteal-based enemies. Pick Ruby when your team lacks control or when the enemy has multiple dash-heavy heroes. She punishes them hard. She's also a strong answer to melee-heavy comps. But avoid picking her into poke-heavy mages who can stay out of her range. Minthither is finally getting recognition again thanks to the assassin-heavy meta. His ultimate, King's Calling, is one of the few ults in the game that completely shuts down dashes, which instantly counters heroes like Joy, Lancelot, and Fanny. His passive grants extra basic attack damage and energy every time he hits with his spear, allowing him to constantly trade well in lane. His second skill pulls enemies in, a great tool to punish overextending enemies or interrupt channeling skills. Minthither thrives in early to mid-game teamfights. His control is excellent around turtle and lord objectives. If you pair him with mages like Eve or Farsa, his ultimate locks enemies in place for full spell combos. Pick him when the enemy draft has more than 2 dash-reliant heroes, or when your team lacks lockdown. Avoid picking him if the enemy has high-range mages or heavy disengage tools, because he needs them to stay inside his ult to get full value. Arlott is one of the strongest 1v1 fighters right now. His passive, Demon Gaze, marks enemies and allows his second skill to instantly stun them if timed correctly. In landing phase, this gives him free trades every few seconds. His skill 1 is a AoE damage that marks enemies. Skill 2, Vengeance, is the dash skill that resets when hitting marked targets. His ultimate sweeps enemies to one side, making it perfect for isolating key threats or setting up wombo combos in teamfights. Arlott can take aggressive trades, reset abilities often, and stay safe with mobility. He's best in matchups where he can keep reapplying his passive, especially against melee heroes like Glue, Yu Zhong, and X-Board. Pick Arlott when you want lane dominance, or when your team needs a setup engager who can peel or dive. Avoid picking him into Purify-heavy comps or long-range mages who deny his passive from proccing. Conclusion: these 5 fighters aren't just good, they fit perfectly into the current meta. Uranus gives you infinite sustain and pressure. Lapu Lapu brings flexible burst and mobility. Ruby locks down teams while healing through everything. Minsither shuts down assassins and combos beautifully with mages. And Arlott? He just bullies lane and controls fights like no other. If you're serious about climbing ranked, these heroes can be the difference between Mythic Honor and stuck in Epic. Learn them, master their combos, and draft them wisely, and you'll dominate to your lane and lead your team to victory.